everybody. So I wanted to talk about some more things pertaining to Workstation in this video because Workstation is where everything happens. We learn about new products that are coming out on Workstation, anything that's back ordered, anything like that, and we put our orders in on Workstation. So I wanted to kind of first talk about closing out parties because of course you're going to do your launch party and you want to earn rewards off of that. So when I think I went over in the last video how to open the order. If you go to the orders tab on your Workstation, you will see 3 different options. The middle one is open orders. The third one is history. We'll talk about those in a second. The first one is new order. So you can either choose an individual order or a party order. The only time really that you want to use an individual order is if you just need something from the consultant store. Quite honestly, usually you wouldn't even do that. You would just go to the consultant store to place that order. So there's not really going to be a whole lot of times that you're going to need an individual order because when you use individual order, it does not attach to a party, which means you don't earn rewards off of it. When you want to open a party, you go to open party. When you first go in there, there's going to be a video that will show you how to open the party. So you can look and see that, but I want to go over more so closing the party out. So with Cincy, when you close your party out, you're going to have some rewards. It'll tell you at the top, you'll see 2 different things at the top of your party page where you input your orders. You'll see host base and then PRV. So your host base is the dollar amount that is determining what rewards you receive. That is every single order that's been attached to this party, whether they have been placed on your PWS or your website, or if you have them there on the order page. Now the PRV is a little bit different and can get a little confusing, but once you get it, you'll understand. So the PRV does not include orders that were placed on your website. It only includes orders that you see there on that page that you have put in. The reasoning for this is when you go to your history tab and you click on the individual order, you'll see the PRV there, and you get the PRV as soon as that order's put in. More on that in a minute. So there's your clarification for that part. As for rewards, when you're closing out a party, rewards start at $200, not 200 PRV, because customers don't know what PRV is. We do. So we go by dollar amount for the rewards. At $200, you'll receive $20 in product credit and 1 half price item. You can use those towards pretty much anything except for licensed items, which is like Disney or MLB, college football, NFL, whenever that comes out, things like that, your cause items. And then you also cannot use it for Whiff Box, I believe, and then the bundle and save options that have 2 warmers and 6 bars. Every other bundle and save option is fine to use with it. Again, excluding licensed items like Disney and things like that. So you're not really limited a whole lot on what you can use it on. And you can use those bundle and save deals and get them half off and really get a good deal. So you'll want to put those in on your host, under your host name. It'll have 3 different options: retail, host credit, and then half price. So you just go to each tab to use them. And then you also are going to have, under the party summary up top where it shows your host base and your PRV, you also have a perpetual party reward. The perpetual party reward is actually for when someone hosts a party and then someone books a party off of that. At that party that was booked, the host from the first party will receive a half price item, and you use the perpetual party reward for that. Now that's what it's for. It's not necessarily what everyone uses it for, which is perfectly fine. I usually don't. I usually will give it as a little extra to my host if she did really well, and if she like really, stepped up and engaged with the party and things like that. Or if I'm just putting in an order for myself, then of course I'll just use it for, sampling things or something that I need or want. So it's up to you. Now, the biggest thing is you can use these rewards for yourself. Hold on a second. If you don't have a host. If you have a host, you want to give your host all the rewards she gets, right? But especially for your launch party, you get those rewards. It's all for you. You can use it to buy things to sample. If you're kind of new to Scentsy, or maybe you just have only used like the wax and warmers, or you've only used a diffuser or something like that, then you can use it to buy other products for you to try. Because as Scentsy consultants, it's really, really good if we can try different products and share our experiences with our customers, because they're going to relate to that. And that's what they want to see. They want to see how they can use it and what our experience is, because believe it or not, people are going to look at you as a Scentsy expert now because you're a consultant. So we kind of have to know what we're talking about, right? So, side note, really good deal. If you get a diffuser, if you want a diffuser half price, going off of the perpetual party reward anyway, I needed to say this. If you want a diffuser half price, the best option is the deluxe diffuser. It's $65 and you can get it half price using one half price item. You don't have to use two. The reason I say you don't have to use two is because with our more expensive diffusers, so if you want any item that is $85, again, not licensed, that is $85 or more for half price, you have to have two half price items. You cannot combine perpetual party reward with an earned half price item. They don't combine. So you can't use those to get something that is $85 or more. You would need to host a party that is $350 in sales or higher to get those two half price items you can combine to get like a premium diffuser or something like that. When you do that, you can get a premium diffuser for like $65 in itself. So that's really cool. Also, well, yeah, going back to the deluxe diffuser, that's the best way to get a diffuser in my opinion. Quite honestly, I've been really impressed with the deluxe diffuser so far, because I don't have to change my oils every day. Now, yeah, if you want to change your oil every day to, change the scent, that's up to you. For me though, I don't mind, and I like to leave it on more than 24 hours, which is what it lasts on low mode, and that works for me. I have a busy life and I forget to change it all the time anyway, so this way I don't have to change it as often. Let's see here. So make sure you use that perpetual party reward in some way, because basically if you don't use it, you're just losing it. And the good thing about it is you can, for the perpetual party reward, you can assign it to any of the customers there, and you can make yourself a customer. So if your host really didn't do a whole lot, but she barely got her sales and she just, it was like pulling teeth, I don't know, but it's up to you, whatever. And you decide that you want to use the perpetual party reward for yourself. Shoot, if she did great and you still want to use the perpetual party reward for yourself, I don't think there's anything wrong with that. It's not a reward that she earned. It's a reward that's on there. Up to you, whatever you want to do. Point is, you can add yourself as a guest, and then you can assign the reward to yourself. Now, you're going to have to pay separate shipping if it's not being shipped to you, so keep that in mind. But I'm just saying, you can get, something half price, like a 6-pack of bars, so you make some wax samples or whatever. So you can get them half price. Once you have entered all of your rewards and you go to check the party out, there's a couple different ways you can pay. So now we have the option for PayPal. The only thing with paying with PayPal is if you pay with PayPal, you can't split up the payments. You have to pay it all with PayPal, which is fine if you have all the money in your bank account, or you have all the money in your PayPal that you want to pay for the party anyway. Excuse me. But if you don't and you need to split up the payments, it's better to use the card option. Now, Scentsy does not make you pay for any type of processing fees at all. You can put in as many cards as you want to. for each, order, and you will not have to pay any processing fees, which is fine. If you're okay with collecting card information, and some people are totally fine with that. Some people would rather, invoice through PayPal or just have people send them money through PayPal and pay that way. That's fine. I recommend never taking a check. I don't think it's ever a good idea to take a check from anyone because you never know. They're way too easy to bounce. And it could be, honestly, weeks before it would even bounce, before you'd even know. It's not a good option. If you don't want to collect card information, there's a couple different options for that too. So you can use PayPal, of course, or you can use Square. If you talk to your sponsor, they will probably have a link you can use to get your first $1,000 in processing for free. And it's a good option because you send an invoice to their email, and then they get just a link that they can click on, and it's a secure payment. There's nothing, sketchy about it or anything like that. They just click the link, put their card information in. You never see the card information, and you get the money in your Square account. Once you're inside of Square, you can choose whether you want to have it sent to your bank account every night. It does take a couple of days to get to your bank account, so keep that in mind. Or you can get a free debit card from Square and just use that debit card to pay on your Workstation too, which is the better option if you want to go that route, because you'll have immediate access to the funds instead of, waiting a couple of days for it to get transferred to your bank account. There is a fee after your first $1,000 of free processing. I think it's like 2.6%, something like that. It's not a huge fee, but it does add up, so it's up to you. For me, it's totally worth it, and I am completely fine using it because I don't have to collect card information. I just simply don't want to. It's not something that I want the responsibility of. Again, if you want to, I think it's perfectly fine. There's nothing wrong with that. And a lot of people don't mind giving their card information out anyway, especially if they know you and they trust you. It's just a personal preference kind of thing. So it's up to you. Of course, you can also take cash from people and put it in your bank account and then use your debit card to pay for the order as well. So those are kind of your options for payment. Like I said, though, when you're closing out the party, you can use multiple card numbers. You can use your own card number if you want to, if you have all the money in your account. Or you can use PayPal and pay for everything. On our websites, people can also use PayPal there. They can either pay with a card, and again, it's free processing, or they can use PayPal. If they go through PayPal, it's better to use their actual PayPal account instead of going through PayPal and then paying with a card. It just doesn't make a whole lot of sense to do it that way, quite honestly. But I don't know, maybe some people want to do it that way for some reason. So you can pay with PayPal, or you can pay with your card directly on the website. Either of those options are fine. And so you'll pay for the order on your Workstation, submit it, done. All done. For orders that are placed on your website, they need to make sure either that they follow the link that you provide, that is the party link. When you go to open orders and you see your parties listed, you can just click copy URL and then send it or put it in a group, or however you're doing your party. People can follow that link and shop directly on the website, or directly on that party. Or on the checkout page, they need to make sure in the top left-hand corner it says, such and such's party. That is the one that's selected. When someone orders on your PWS from a party, they pay for it right then, and it ships as soon as it's ready. They do not have to wait for the party to end to get that. They do not have to wait for the party to end to pay for it or for their payment to process. It comes out right then and there, and it'll ship as soon as it's ready. All orders ship within 10 business days. In normal times, that's usually it usually doesn't take that long. However, the normal Cincy standard is that all orders ship within 10 business days. So during this time where things are a little bit delayed sometimes, it could be a little bit longer, but so far I have not had any. I've had some that have pushed up against the time frame of the 10 business days, but I have not had any that have, I'm trying to think, yeah, I haven't had any that have gone over the 10 business days. So that's pretty cool. Another thing to remember too is, I know in the group that we have, our 2 cents, I put the list of back ordered and sold out items as announcements on the page each day. It's a little bit longer than usual just because, again, of what's going on in the world. But keep watch on that. And if your customer's waiting on something to come in stock, or if your customer's order is waiting on something to come in stock, they're not going to hold it at the warehouse more than 10 business days just to wait for that item. So if needed, they will ship out the rest and then ship that other item whenever it comes back in stock. It is good to keep your customers aware, though, of what is and is not in stock. That way, if they don't want to wait for it, they don't have to. Oh, well, that makes sense. So let's talk about the history tab. History tab is really cool, especially if you just joined. You can go to orders and then history, and you will see your join kit there, and it'll tell you if it's shipped or not. On the far right hand side, it'll say the amount that was paid, and then it'll say under that either posted, printed, or shipped. Posted just means, let me say that again. Paid, posted, printed, or shipped. Paid means you just paid for it. Posted means the order is posted to Cincy, they've got it. Printed means that it's about to ship, and then shipped, of course, means that it's shipped. So when it's shipped, you can click on it and you'll see tracking number or tracking numbers if there's more than one box, so that you can track the order. And what I like to do for my customers is when I see that an order is shipped, or Cincy will also send you an email for PWS orders to let you know, as well as letting the customer know that the order is shipped. So I'll click on the tracking number and go to the UPS website or FedEx or post office, usually UPS, and copy the tracking number and send it to my customer in a text or a message and say, hey, your order's on the way. And sometimes they'll say, oh yay, I saw the email this morning, or they'll say, thank you so much, or whatever, because a lot of people don't check their email, quite honestly. Right now, probably a lot more are, because they want to know where their orders are and things, but usually not a lot of people check their email. So I like to let them know, hey, it's on the way. So get excited, right? Let's see here. I think that's about all for the history. The history tab, when you go to each order, you can see every single thing that they ordered. You can see where it was shipped, who they are, obviously, all kinds of different stuff on there. And then let's see here. Okay, let's talk about the news tab. And I think that's about all I want to talk about for this video. So for your news tab, when you first log in to Workstation, you'll see your numbers and everything there. It'll show you where your numbers are right now. And then once it's a little different for new consultants. So you're going to see like a little circle that'll tell you what your progress is on reaching your lifetime PRV, shooting star, sensational start, things like that. Once you have reached certified, it'll change a little bit and once you've gotten out of the time frames for shooting star and sensational start, it'll change a little bit to where you'll see your stats, and then you'll see a little tab that says earn a promotion or promote, and it'll show you on that tab what you need to do to promote to the next level. When you go to the menu and then you go to there's 3 different options under Cincy Success. You can choose Cincy Success, or you can do news, marketing, and I'm not looking at it, so it's like killing me. News, marketing, and shoot, what's the last one? I don't know. Anyways, the first 2 are the ones that matter right now. So they've changed things a little bit on there, which you wouldn't know that because this is the only way you're going to see it, right? But when you go, I recommend picking Cincy Success, choosing that option, because when you do that, it'll bring up all three tabs. Oh, news, training, and marketing, duh. When you choose Cincy Success, when you click on that one, it'll show you all three tabs. And when you click on each one, like say you want to look at the news, you click on news and you click show however many more. When you do it that way, it'll show you in order. So it'll show you the newest first and then go back from there. If you are on your menu and you just choose news, it's going to show up a little bit differently. So it'll show up as most popular, and then you can scroll down some and you can see most recent. For me, I like choosing Cincy Success and then news so I can see the most recent ones, because most popular may be something from months ago. It can be sometimes. And you want to check your news tab daily because you want to know what's going on in the Cincy world, right? We need to know what's coming out. We need to know product status list, what's on back order and things like that. And we need to make sure that any events that are coming up, we're going to know about. Anything that Cincy needs us to know about or that we need to know is going to be on the news tab. And it's very important. Like, for instance, Star Wars is coming out again soon. It's coming out of the vault. We also have Cincy Family Reunion coming up. The registration opens on the 14th. So there's a lot of things on there that we need to make sure we keep track of. And I don't say that to overwhelm you. I just say that to make sure that you keep up with what's going on Cincy or with Cincy, so that we can keep our customers informed, right? If we have new collections coming out, we need to know. That way we can get super excited about it and tell our customers about it as well, in whatever time we want to tell them, of course. I think that's about all I had for this video. Of course, if you have questions, ask me or your sponsor, and I hope that gives you a little bit more insight into the workstation and how to find some things. Again, any questions, feel free to ask us, and we are more than happy to help.